Hello and welcome to all our viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold. And here at Gold, we are in the last and final preparations for our Gold Lactation online conference of 2021, which gets started on Monday, the 29th. It's just around the corner. And with me here is one of our fantastic speakers, Rue Khosa, aka the Boop Boss. Welcome, Rue.
Hey, Kristen, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so lovely to have you here. So, Rue, this is you. Your life has been quite an excitement recently, right? Through all this, you have been moving. You're in a new location now. You're moving again. So, tell us a little bit what's going on in your life and your work.
Everything and nothing. I don't know what life is like when it's not busy. And my husband is convinced I'm always looking for stuff to come up with just so that I can, stay busier. But yeah, I have an amazingly patient husband and two absolutely wild boys, and a third one on the way.
Mhm.
We recently just moved, so we could be a little closer to our clinic. I live in Redmond, Washington,
Mm.
and we're getting ready to close our current location and open a bigger clinic. Which, yeah, given everything that's happened with COVID, it is such a blessing that we've been able to continue to support new and expectant parents.
Mhm.
And the baby boom that has come
Mhm.
with COVID, since everybody has been home for so long, has also made it that we need more space. I think social distancing is not going to go away anytime soon.
Mhm.
And those are some of the things and some of the growing pains that we've had to go through because of COVID. And now we need more space.
So growing pains, but also good developments. You're moving into a bigger space, and you're able to support more families. And it sounds absolutely wonderful. So tell me a little bit about your day. What is your clinic day like?
So we see about 10 patients every day right now, and but we are turning people away.
Yeah.
And we have a lactation and parenting wellness clinic. In the clinic, all we do is lactation. So I'm here to
Oh,
support, moms and babies that cannot turn away a sore boob, or a hungry baby. So
yeah.
that's pretty much what we do on a daily basis in the clinic. We're open Monday, Tuesdays, closed Wednesdays, and then Thursday and Friday. And my clinic days run from about 9 o'clock in the morning all the way till about 6 p.m. every single day.
Very busy then. Sounds amazing that you're able to help these families as well. So yeah, COVID has been, of course, very hard, very difficult on many people. What do you see in your practice? What has changed? Do you do also virtual appointment? Obviously you're seeing still people face to face there. What have you seen with regards to COVID that you feel is different now?
I have, when COVID first started, I think back in March, we did launch virtual appointments. But the one thing that I quickly learned, and I guess I've always appreciated about lactation, is it's very hands-on.
Mhm.
As much as we can try, I need to see how is that baby actually latching onto mom's breast.
Yeah.
The anatomy and the fit. You need to do a proper oral exam. And as much as I've honestly tried to do it virtually. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So early on, I think probably a month into it, as long as it was a feeding or a latch or a fit problem, we decided that we were going to put in and follow all the Department of Health protocols to ensure that we could continue to see patients in person. But for simple problems, or rather problems that don't require more of the, tactile hands-on visual assessment, we have been doing virtual appointments to make it easier on families.
Wonderful, absolutely. So now your presentation here at the conference is called, I love the title, It Takes a Village, Understanding the Role of of Integrating Extended Family in the Fourth Trimester. I'm so looking forward to this because the fourth trimester, wow, it can be a very challenging time for families, a beautiful time as well, of course, but there is a lot to it. And so give us a little bit of an overview. What will you be talking about?
Well, I think, it's just the importance, especially right now in COVID, with so many families who just
Mhm.
haven't been able to get that extended support.
Mm.
What does it look like, and why is it so important for us as providers to acknowledge it and to support it? Because I think the only way you can truly give good care to your family or your patients is to understand who else is in their sphere of
Mhm.
influence. So as much as we might tell them this is what you should be doing and this is why you're doing it, if at home they're not getting the support they need to carry out those, instructions, or to carry out the plan of care, they're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we look at patients and we're always like, oh my God, they're non-compliant, or why aren't
Yep.
they listening, or why don't they understand? But what we're failing to acknowledge is the fact that there's several external factors. And
Hmm.
when you're seeing a patient, we see patients for about 90 minutes, once a week, versus where they're living and they're with those people 24 hours a day, who's going to have the more lasting impact and influence?
Yeah.
And so when we all work together, whether it's,
Mhm.
bringing in doulas, bringing in the community at
Yeah.
large, and supporting our families, everybody does better and everybody is on the same page.
Yeah, and you bring up an important point. With support, everybody does better, but often it feels like there's so little support. I see that, the families I served, I saw couples there or families there. They had a little one, they had maybe other little ones already around, and they were by themselves struggling. Often had to go back to work here in the United States very early on. It is very difficult, and they just saying, "I don't have family here. I don't, there's nobody here who can support me." Because as care providers, it's always easy to say, oh, lay down, sleep when the baby sleep, what, take care of yourself. But reality is often very different, right? So I'm excited about the presentation because I'm hoping to also learn how can we help our families. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there honestly needs to be a cultural shift.
Yeah.
And, COVID has been so difficult on this country, and there's so much that has been lost and so many hearts that are broken. But I
Mm.
think one of the things that it allowed us all to do is slow down,
Yeah.
is to just, we didn't have a choice. Suddenly we didn't have places to go. We didn't have commutes. Zoom has become so just an integral part of our day-to-day lives, whereas a lot of times we're going to be stuck in traffic trying to commute. And I think we made life unnecessarily busy and complicated and continue to do so, and have unrealistic expectations of new parents. So I
Mm.
think going back, and now when the world starts opening up, I am really, really hopeful that we will take some of the things that we learned from COVID and carry them on. And then we'll continue the conversation around why it's so important for us to slow down, why it's so important for us to change the laws that we have right now, and, afford women more maternity leave, and not
Hmm.
make mothers have to choose between, exclusively breastfeeding their baby, or starting formula, or even pumping, because they have to go back to a job, or because they're stressed out because they're needing to go back to work. So I think there are a lot of conversations that still need to
Yeah.
be had, but I'm just glad that we're having them now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad about for the conversation too, because that's the first start. We have to have these conversations to be able to make change, and hopefully, I agree with you. I hope that the people who were able to slow down to see, oh, we can have it a little bit different, and maybe then also ask. We need new laws. We need we need help. We need maternity leave. We need paternal leave as well. We need, we need financial help as well to
Yeah,
not be able to have to go back to work so quickly, or decide if I can breastfeed the baby, or chest feed the baby, or if I need to put baby on formula. So it's
yeah,
yeah, it's very difficult, and the fourth trimester is such a fragile time too. There's a lot going on. Mom's still recovering from birth, and the hormones and sleeplessness, and that it can be also a wonderful time when they're bonding with babies, skin to skin. It's all, but there's a lot going on in that time, and I do feel as care providers we are often not, due to time constraint as well, not able to give the support the families need. As you mentioned, we're seeing them maybe once a week, for, if we're
yeah,
lucky, because in a midwifery practice we have an hour to see clients, but not everybody has the time, or has a care provider who has that time for them. So it is important that we find support, that our clients have support, and that they experience not a stressed out time during their fourth trimester, but hopefully a time that is wonderful for them to bond with baby, to get breastfeeding and chest feeding off to a good start, and
yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, really, really critical. So no, I'm excited too. I'm really excited to see. That's what I love about the Gold conference, is that it is going to be a multinational audience, and I think we all have a lot that we can learn from all the different
Yes.
cultures around the world.
Oh yeah.
How are people doing it differently? How are they doing it better? What can we take from that, right, and build on
Exactly.
it? And
Exactly.
I think that's how we're all just going to be a stronger community,
Hmm.
and a stronger community of lactation providers. So I'm super excited to see what everybody has to add to it, to see what the different cultural preferences and practices are, that are
Absolutely.
going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you are originally from, you were born and raised in Zimbabwe, is that correct?
Hmm. Yeah. Born
So
and raised.
born and raised there. So family, I'm assuming, without ever been there, has is a little bit different there as well. What do you see there? You know?
Oh, yeah. Family is just, I mean, it's a village. And I think a lot of what we have built here at the Perfect Push is based on how I grew up and how I
Hmm.
saw women supporting women and mothers. And, a baby is a family affair. It is a family
Mm.
occasion, for better or for worse. I think we can all agree not all help is good help.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is a family affair, and everybody has a very vested interest in how that baby is welcomed into the world and how
Mm,
that baby is raised in the world.
mm.
And I would love to just in general see more of that,
Yeah,
all over the world,
all over the
where
world. Yeah.
everybody really is their brother's keeper. And,
Hmm.
that old adage, it takes a village, holds true.
Hmm.
So, we have built a clinic that is based on those cultural practices of making sure that everybody does have that, additional support that is so
Hmm.
necessary that many of us don't even know we need until we have it.
Until we have it. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Rukosa, the boo boss, here with me today for spending time here and chatting with me. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome, Kristen. Thanks for having me again.
And for our viewers, this presentation is part of the Gold Lactation Online Conference of 2021. We get started on Monday, the 29th. And this presentation here with Rukosa will be live on April 12th. To find out more about all the presentations in the conference, we invite you to visit goldlactation.com. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye bye.